The wildflowers were in full bloom, and she could not stay away. Earlier that morning, she rushed out to her favorite meadow as they unfurled their petals and said hello to the rising sun. It was great time passing to watch the flowers. This time of morning was quiet. Only those who woke before the sounds of songbirds beckoned all the town to arise would understand. After the flowers woke up, she visited the hedgehog nest and left some scrambled eggs in a cotton cloth on their front doorstep. She didn't hover, so they felt safe to gather her offering of friendship as she traipsed through their mystical garden. Violets, pinks, oranges, and yellows for as far as the eye could see. Bumblebees buzzed, butterflies playfully fluttered, and hummingbirds teased the eyes with dazzling colors and uncanny speeds. It was magic in its purest form. It filled her heart with joy. Pinching the stem in just the right spot, she plucked a small white flower from the field and nestled it in the unruly fields of her curls. Tay felt her hair wasn't proper unless it had some sort of nature in it. Normally she was just here to enjoy and pretty up her hair, but today she had a second task to complete. His office was far too dreary, though she didn't want to say that out loud lest she hurt his feelings. Maybe if she brought him a bouquet for his bookshelf or desk, it would brighten his day and motivate his need of color. She most definitely was not here on some sort of quest to quench a newly blossomed crush. Her prosthetic hand clutched a hand-woven gathering basket with her carefully selected collection. Yellow was the prominent color, violets and oranges to complement. She was alone, in perfect peace. From a short distance away, a gentle laugh interrupted the buzzing of local pollinators.
Tay Lilia, how extraordinary.
Startled, Tay turned quickly, and her prosthetic leg caught in the earth below. She fumbled in an awkward trip. The trip lasted long enough to give him time to jog up to her. He grasped her arms, preventing her from falling. It was him, Leroy.
I'm sorry to startle you. Are you all right?
His voice calm and caring. Thank you. Embarrassment welled in her cheeks, and she stepped away from his hands, to which he let go.
What are you doing here?
They both asked in unison, and then smiled at one another. Well, She paused and felt awkward. What was he doing here? How long had he been here? Should she tell him the truth? His lips raised in a smile at her shyness.
You spoke of this meadow the last time we were together, and the way you spoke of it was captivating. I wanted to experience it myself.
He looked out at the field of color.
It's truly exquisite.
Tay listened carefully to his words, but she didn't understand. Do you not work today?
Oh yes, I do. However, this meadow is close to your shop, and I thought I could surprise you with a bouquet before I committed to my work tasks.
She suddenly became aware of her heartbeat. They were here for the same thing.
It seems you beat me to it.
He nodded to her basket. Oh! Her cheeks flushed again, and she turned to hide the flowers, and then realized how silly she must look. She turned back, bringing the basket to her side. I just thought, I thought that your office could use some color. His grin widened.
You were out here for me?
Just your office, she retorted. It seemed deprived of color, and so did you. What I mean to say is...
deprived of color? I guess my office could use a spruce of color.
Oh, you think so too? Relief washed over her.
Yes, I suppose so.
He stepped towards her once, and she noticed. Tay stepped back. Leroy smiled and stayed put where he was.
So, shall we pick bouquets for each other?
What? You still want to pick flowers for me?
Of course. That is why I'm here, after all.
But I come out here every morning, and I don't want to take too much.
Well, surely the meadow has enough to share.
But I only brought enough eggs for one bouquet. She looked nervous.
Eggs?
His grin replaced by confused curiosity. Yes, eggs for the hedgehog family that lives here.
Hedgehogs? Really?
Mm-hmm. They're just over there. This is their front yard, I think, anyways.
That is a predicament.
Tay looked apologetic. He knew if he didn't speak soon, she would likely apologize.
You know, we could just pick the one bouquet for now, and I can pick a flower or two for your hair.
Tay considered arguing, but realized Leroy had made his decision. She felt a bit shy at first, but opened up as he asked her more about the hedgehog family, which he learned she had named. Paprika, the mother. Parsley is the father, of course, and marjoram, rosemary, and anise for the babies, she stated proudly. Before they knew it, they passed the morning away out there in the field of wildflowers, chatting about everything and nothing. Distracted by their conversation, Tay realized she had stopped picking flowers and needed one more flower to make the bouquet perfect. As she searched, Leroy gazed at her from a distance. Leroy felt that he could watch her picking flowers till he became the soil under her feet. Soft, fragile petals caressed her fingertips, while breeze kissed her cheek and gave her curly hair an abstract dance. He wondered if there was ever a field that could compare to her beauty, and was ever so glad he skipped his morning meeting for this.